Hello chaps, and welcome back to the Pure Ben Show. No preamble this time, I'll just jump straight into the action. A few days ago, I released a video of a Let's Play of Deus Ex Human Revolution and monetized the content. I did this after following the material usage policy released by the Square Enix legal team on the Eidos Montreal blog. Please see the first link in the comments below for that particular piece of information. In the usage policy were two pieces of information that are particularly important to me. Firstly, that while the video should be non-commercial in nature, Square Enix are happy to allow ad-based revenue through partner programs such as YouTube, Twitch and sundry other means. Secondly, the only music in the video should be Square Enix music, and that you should be aware that some of their music is music that they merely license and do not own the rights to, like the radio music in Sleeping Dogs. Fair enough. I get that. And I totally feel that when the music is part of the game, as in tied to cutscenes and action sequences, set pieces and so on, I feel that the music becomes deeply associated with the game and so should be considered owned by Square Enix and not merely licensed by Square Enix. Further to this, I researched Michael McCann, the composer of Deus Ex Human Revolution's music, and found his website behaviormusic.com. Please see the link in the description for that. On this website you can play his music free of charge and also purchase it through a list of different digital/physical distribution agencies. If you look at the right, it has a company name list: Square Enix, Eidos Montreal and something else Music Works. Now this is where things get a little bit confusing because my video was content ID claimed not by one claimant but by four. Yes, four. These four claimants are each digital music aggregators, which means that they are the companies that are sub-licensed in theory to set up the deals with musicians and sell-in platforms like Amazon, iTunes and Spotify, kind of like a record label for independent musicians. The companies were Merlin Idol, Believe Music, Merlin Phonophile and Shock Entertainment Pty. After doing a little bit of research, I found that actually these guys have been around for some time, putting their marks on a lot of videos from other content creators that they would otherwise have no claim to. Another YouTuber by the name of mp4podcast.com has published a video documenting the problems that he has faced with Merlin Phonophile and Idol in particular, and the content ID problems from them. Please do follow that link in the description to find information about what these guys are up to. Further to this, another YouTuber, Gaming History Source, has displayed his actual correspondence with Merlin Idol about the content ID claims in question and asking them to remove the claims against his video based on Capcom game Gunsmoke, where the ID claim was directed at the music in the game. The music that I might add is owned by Capcom according to Gaming History Source. Plot twist by the way, the message that he originally displayed on his video is the exact same as the one I received just today, the 7th of May at 9:38 AM GMT, that's Greenwich Mean Time. Honestly, here's a screen capture of the video in question, which I'm actually allowed to use in this manner of fair use for scholarship purposes. And now here's my copy of the message that I got from Merlin Idol. They're the exact fucking same down to the typos. Now I get it, right? I get that big companies can't spend their days dealing with people on the internet, and so they're going to have copy-paste responses to the complaints and criticisms. Hell, I used to work in a call center, I know how it works. But Jesus fucking Christ, if you're gonna copy-paste responses, at least make sure that it's spelled correctly. Now, I've also been on the Deus Ex Twitter in my particular case, and they have mentioned they are trying to deal with it, and that at this time they do not recommend disputing content ID matches because they are trying to deal with it through their end. Now, I think it's important to disclose that I did dispute it before they got back to me because I was impatient, and I disputed it under fair use, arguing that I had the song play in the context of a full gameplay during a cutscene. Because it was during a cutscene in the context of full gameplay, it would not negatively affect the sales of the music because it's being played in its original format, and I believe that is irrevocably tied to Deus Ex Human Revolution. Therefore, my playthrough would have a higher chance of influencing people to buy Michael McCann's music. Further to that, I am also playing with full permission granted to me by the publisher of the game, who I believe have full license to use that music within the bounds of Deus Ex Human Revolution. And in doing so, it means that Square Enix's music, from what I can see on Michael McCann's website, is in fact being used in the game. As a little addendum, I'd like to add a development. I received an email from Believe Music, one of the claimants on my video, explaining their stance and why they have content ID'd my video. They explained the sub-licensing process and more importantly mentioned that as because of my use of the track is in context with the game, I was right to believe that I was using it correctly and with permission. I was also told that while they could not whitelist me because Believe's policy is very strict regarding whitelisting and is only used in a very limited group of circumstances, instead I was told to dispute any claims by them because I know that I am right to, according to material use policies with Let's Plays and eventually reviews and so on from publishers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to talk about. I'll be sure to post updates in my case, and hey, if you like this video then drop a like and make it more visible on YouTube. And do be sure, if you have suffered under YouTube's content ID system, to let me know in the comments below so we can form a sort of dialogue and build up a good group strength to at least get an idea of the scope of the problem. Clearly this is a problem mostly with YouTube and the content ID bot process. We do have a privilege to use a free program and potentially earn money from it. So please, while it may be incredibly frustrating and you may want to turn to the internet and argue and moan and be incensed by it, please just allow a cooler head to win the day. Right, thanks for listening. This is Pure Ben, and I'll catch you in the comment section and later on in different videos. Bye.